Hey everybody, so I'm going to do a quick demo showing you a bunch of Git skills all at once. What you're seeing here is me on my laptop, and there's an interesting GitHub repo I found with historical enrollment data scraped from UCSD's websites. So UCSD's websites only allow you to look at current data. So this person's been running a web scraper pulling down data for several years now. So this GitHub repo does not belong to me. It belongs to an organization called UCSD Historical Enrollment Data. How could I get a copy of this? Well, in Wednesday's lecture, we're talking about forking. Forking a repo takes a copy from that person or organization and makes a copy that lives in your GitHub repo. So I am going to create my own repo. I'm getting a copy of it by forking. It's going to become mine, and I will own this copy. So now you'll see UCSD Historical Enrollment Data repo, but you'll see it's under Jason Fleischer, not underneath UCSD Historical Enrollment Data Organization. Now, this is my copy. I could never directly edit their copy, but I can directly edit this copy because it's mine and I own it. But let's not go there. Let's actually pull down a copy of this onto my laptop. So I'm configured to use SSH for stuff. So I'm going to copy that URL for using SSH, and I've got my my command line right here, and I am going to clone this repo. So I'm cloning the version of the repo that lives underneath my GitHub. Getting a copy of it. All right. So let's do some work. Let's just imagine that I'm going to create a script here that's going to do something amazing, right? Okay, so we have this new file that I just made, and I want to add this to the repo. So how do I do that? Well, I can see if I do a status that there's an untracked file. I can add that file and then commit it. Okay, now my history has been updated. If I looked at the logs, git log, you will see the most recent thing in there is me. Previously, on May 21st, somebody updated data in the original repo. So I have both the original repo and my new additions here in the history. Okay, so again, if I type status now, I will see I am one commit ahead of what's on GitHub. But just to be really clear, this is one commit ahead of the Jason Fleischer version of the repo, not the original one that actually is by the maintainer. So let's just imagine that I want to go ahead and make this available to my people who can see my version of the repo. So I'm just going to do a little update right here, just so you can see that right now, the last time this guy was updated was 4 months ago. When I do the push, now I'm updating my GitHub version, this one that we're looking at here. So if I do a little update, I will see that I just had an update 1 minute ago. And if I go down in scripts, you will see this empty do something function. Okay, so at this point, we're in a situation where I've updated my own copy of the repo, and anybody who's working out of my copy can see this. But notice what GitHub is telling me. I have added something new that wasn't in the original thing, in the one that's underneath the organization UCSD Historical Enrollment. I could create a pull request, and I could say, hey, will you take my update and bring it into your original repo? This is the way you can contribute to somebody else's project. Now, to be blunt, nobody wants this, what I'm just doing right now. If I opened this pull request for reals, that person would, I would hope, reject my pull request. Okay, but this is how you can contribute to other people's work. Now, when you guys are doing projects, you're going to be doing projects that are, like you're going to have direct write access. You're not going to have to do pull requests, but you could. Pull requests are one way to organize work. Now, let me do something here. I am going to create a conflict situation. I'm going to, on the web here, edit this file in place. Okay, so you can edit files in place on the web. I don't recommend this, but you can do it. Whatever, I'm going to commit these changes. You notice it gave you a AI-generated commit message. You could change that. Okay. Simultaneously, right down here on my laptop, I can go back into scripts. Oops, so I'm in scripts, my bad. And I can make a change here. Okay, these two changes conflict. So again, what I've got down here is, hey, actually this is doing nothing right now, and actually this is doing nothing right now for real on the web. So this is what might happen when you're working on a project. Your friend over here on the web has updated something without telling you. You have updated something without consulting with your friend. So you're going to go through your usual procedure of, hey, I'm going to make my changes. And okay, I'm going to push. Womp, womp, womp. So we're not allowed to do this because there's been a change. So what we're going to have to do is resolve that problem. Going to pull the changes. Notice that it says there's a conflict. The automatic merge failed. Well, what does that merge look like? So you will see set off here 2 different versions. We have what was coming from my local copy. That's going to be first. And then here, the second copy came from the pull. and I have to resolve this into one thing. Note that it's set off by the less than and greater than signs with the equal sign in the middle. So we're going to have to manually fix this. What you can do is you can just pick one of these and delete the others, including the greater than, less than, and equal signs. Or what you can do is you can just manually put in the result or copy paste things or whatever you need to do. So I'm going to make a hybrid version, which has everything in it. So, gotta remember how to use vi because I hate using vi, but here I am. Whatever, I can't remember how to do this. Oh, good job, Jason. Boom, 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 boom. All right, sorry for the boring Jason can't remember how to use vi stuff. So I made a combo that had both sets of changes in it, but I did it manually because editors like this are my nightmare. Okay, so what's happened? Well, we have modified the file, and Git is telling us that we have a merge operation that we're doing. And if I really wanted to run and hide, I could abort the merge, but I'm not going to. I think we've got it all sorted out now. So again, if you want to see, we have this Frankenstein, which has both sets of changes. So I will simply and now I should be able to push because now there's no more conflicts. Ta-da, ta-da. Okay, so that's all I had for you all. It's a quick tour over a lot of Git functionality that is hopefully going to be quite useful to you as you do your projects. All right, everybody, have fun. Bye.